Satsang-98. The Nature of Avatar. 29th October, 1935. Evening Satsang. How and what is the power invested in an avatar? Avatar means the coming down or incarnation of God on earth. Who is called the incarnation of God? Only God, who is already existent, will take an incarnation. Who else can do it? The one who has fully realized Brahman walks in his life in an unspecified transcendent state, although he is physically living. Why should we not call him an incarnation? He is surely an incarnation. To say, I am not the self, is ignorance. The one who understands his own eternal nature without doing anything to be in that state is the self-evident Brahman. Whether eating, drinking, or enjoying objects, all is Brahman. This definite certainty itself is the power of incarnation. Incarnation, or God coming down, is an idea conceived of by the mind. All of this is a matter of emotional concept. So long as there is a sense of something being amiss, or when some doubts still trouble the mind, there is the concept that there is something still wrong. One whose mind is not disturbed at all, no matter what may happen, is the one who is free from even the subtle body. One who does not feel shaken, even if any disaster may fall, is really Brahman. He has realized Brahman. As long as there is a doer, he will surely do something. If there is no doer, who will act? Whatever is done must be examined by asking the following question. When was it done? When did it happen? How did it come into being from before it was known? And from where did it come? What was I at that place from where action appeared? What was my name there? What was my form there? Were you in it, or did it happen in you? When the doer does not act, you should know the shape, the form of the doer at the stage where the feeling of action or karma arises. The doer is not existing. How can that which is formless and qualityless ever be affected by actions? You are Atman, beyond joy and sorrow, unconcerned whether a particular means is necessary or no means are necessary. You are that. You are the king at all times. One must become Shiva and then be a devotee of Shiva. To live as Shiva means to lead the life of devotion after attaining liberation. To live as God is called the incarnation of God. Devotion means unity. The name of the devotee may be any name. What is important is that he has become the sacred self and is God, whatever his name may be. There are many that live in a conceptual state of being the self, but really there should be no concepts of any kind. To attain Brahman and to live in that state are also wrong notions. There is no becoming Brahman. You are already Brahman. There is no question of becoming or not becoming the absolute pure consciousness. You should not make any statement. To be in silence without saying anything, to actually live and behave from that, is called devotion beyond liberation. When the appearance of the snake on the rope is gone, and the thought about the snake and the illusion of it is also gone. Gold cannot become gold. Shiva is as he is. Formless being has not become. Whatever Shiva may be doing, he is that formless being while eating and sleeping and walking. He is Shiva only, not more or less. To say that a sadhu should follow the law of the land is the talk of ignorant people. There is no law or rule for a sadhu, for a wandering ascetic. It is only important what he feels about himself. There is no question of how he appears to others. He is what he is, and has removed all his clothes, and has also psychologically thrown off the cover that is his body. The outer garment, as well as the inward garment of conceptual identification, all cloth, all covers, are removed by him. There is no question of how he should behave in life, for he is Brahman. He is Shiva and Vishnu. God has no law, rule, sin, or merit that is conceived of by human beings. The king makes his own law and abides by it. Brahman is neither static nor moving. The sadhu is Brahman, and Brahman is not different from the sadhu. How can Brahman have a state, a movement, or bondage? When you have sold your ox, how can you use it again for your yoke? Sold is sold. How can it come back? In a similar way, when the ego is gone, that which remains is only God, outside of all rules. What are rules to him who has no duties to perform? People may say anything. The sadhus never get disturbed. For what are people? Human beings are called people, but the sadhu is not a man, not a person, but one who is God, behaves like God, and is always in his own glory, wherever he may be. He who is God is in his own power. The word samartha means the one who knows his own significance in the highest sense. One behaves according to one's understanding of oneself. The sadhu correctly knows his value, the significance of his own life. He knows that he actually is that, and will be so at all times. He will never change, even at the end of the world. The sadhu has become that which is final, and he is complete. As his state is unbreakable, without change, his conviction about himself is fixed. The sadhu does not break. When correct understanding is there, one lives in his own power, unconcerned with what people say about him, unaffected. When an old man is eating with difficulty because he has no teeth, people laugh. But being old, he is as he is. How can he become young? The old man will act as he is. In a similar way, when a sadhu is Brahman, he will act as Brahman. He will function with all of the power of Brahman. The rules of this world are not applicable to him. One who thinks about what is right behavior is not a real sadhu. He is not a realized Brahman. One who is free is Brahman, and what that Brahman is naturally functions as it is. That sadhu and Brahman are one.